Hey, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to do a training on my top checklist for the e-com tools I'm using to build out an e-commerce store. So this is pretty much everything that you need, I'm at least going to show you everything that I'm using right now to run my e-commerce business from home. So in this training today, what we're going to cover is we're going to go over the Shopify platform that I'm using and all the apps that I'm using right now to get started. I'm going to go over shipping supplies and resources. We're going to talk about packaging and presentation and marketing assets made simple. And then I'm going to show you all the other tools that I'm using to run the business. Now, if you're not familiar with Shopify, just in case, Shopify is a complete e-commerce platform and it lets you start, grow, and manage a business. You can create and customize an online store. And you can sell in multiple places: web, mobile, social media, online marketplaces. You can use it if you're a brick and mortar, pop-up shops, and it literally manages everything: products, inventory, payments, shipping. It is the complete all-in-one package. And then there's apps we're going to talk about. There's apps that you can add on to make your store very unique to your needs. Now let's talk about the benefits of Shopify. It's just like I just said, it's an all-in-one platform. It's everything you need in one place. The nice thing is it performs updates and it handles issues internally. So if there's something going on with Shopify, Shopify will handle it. So very often I get text alerts that just say, this button isn't working, we're working on it. And then I'll get a text message that says all fixed, no problem. And they have things handled really, really quickly. So, if you're using a WordPress site or anything like that where you have to do your own maintenance and your own updates, Shopify is awesome that it does it all for you. It's also a really user-friendly program, and it is so simple to learn. And I say that, yes, I am a very technical person. I pick up tech very quickly. But I have friends and colleagues who have started using Shopify, and they say too that even if you're not comfortable with tech, Shopify makes it really easy. It walks you through how to set up a Shopify store. It integrates with almost any third-party platform out there. So, if you're already set up on some, your email marketing, really good chance that Shopify integrates with that third-party platform that you use. So there won't be any change of big systems for you if you wanted to move your site over to Shopify. It acts as a website and a shopping cart. It works really well on social media too. It connects to all your social platforms. It's very social selling friendly. And like I had mentioned, there's tons of apps that you can customize your store to fit your needs. It's a very a la carte kind of website platform. Yes, a lot of the apps are paid apps that you have to add in, but I would rather be able to choose what I need for my own store versus getting a whole huge package of stuff that I don't need and will never use. So this way, at least I can kind of pick and choose on what I need, at least to get started. I'm trying to, bootstrap this e-commerce startup, so I don't want to add in a ton of stuff until I really need it. And that's what the other thing is I really like about Shopify is that it lets me grow versus giving me everything and I'm stuck with this huge bill. And I will say without a doubt, customer service is absolutely incredible. Even last week, I was trying to figure out a banner size for one of the product pages and I looked everywhere in support and all the documents, I couldn't find it. So I did a quick chat with the Shopify rep, and they're actually, almost everyone I've talked to is really funny. They have a really good, funny, quirky sense of humor. So the person that was helping me, he kept saying, I can't find it. I don't know why I can't find these dimensions. Hold on, I'll keep looking. And I got to tell you, we were on chat for probably about 40 minutes. I mean, I was doing stuff while he was, looking around. And, it gives you a little ding when they come back on. So I didn't worry about being on the chat for so long. And I kept saying to him, it's okay, don't worry, I'll figure it out. You don't have to keep looking. And he said, no, I'm happy to help. And he kept digging through his documents trying to find the simple answer for me on what size I should make the banner for the product page to work correctly. And then at the end of it, he said, is there anything else I can do? And I ended up having another question for him. So it was just really great. There was never any rush. So customer service is by far the best I've seen in any type of web platform. Now let's get into the Shopify. So Shopify, here are the apps that I'm using just to get started right now. I use a program called Custom Cat. Custom Cat is my print-on-demand program that I'm using for t-shirts and sweatshirts and hats. I'm using another app called Hypervisual Page Builder, and what that does is there are the standard product pages in Shopify, and you can't customize them in different ways. It sort of is what it is. It has its structure, it has its form. Hypervisual Page Builder allows you, it's a drag and drop page builder, so you can get really creative with product pages and any other kind of landing pages, sign up pages, whatever you're working on. Hypervisual Page Builder works really well with Shopify, and you can add it into your site. I recently just added the Instagram feed and Slider Pro, so that pulls in my Instagram feed on the bottom of the homepage for my site. Klaviyo, or Klaviyo, we can't figure out how they want it to be said, but we think it's Klaviyo. Klaviyo is the email marketing program that I'm using. It's a big program. It has a lot of stuff. It's a little bit of a learning curve. But once you get the hang of it, you're up in no time. And then beyond that, it can do all kinds of campaigns and all kinds of setups, and you could have campaigns trigger when someone does or does not do. I mean, it's a huge program. But what I like about it is that it doesn't charge you simply to have an account. It charges you by the amount of members that you have or subscribers that you have. So right now I have the basic plan for Klaviyo, which is free for me right now because I don't have a huge list since I'm just getting started. So it's nice to have this big program that I don't have to pay for right now. The other app I'm using is Printify. I'm trying to decide between Printify and Custom Cat. There's pros and cons to both. They're pretty much the same program, same, structure of a program. The difference is they each have products that I like and I want to use on my site. I can use them together. The only thing that I have found so far that's a downside, I can't seem to find any other downside yet. The only downside that it seems to have for me is that it will be, I'll get charged for shipping. So let's say a customer buys a t-shirt. Now, mind you, the customers don't realize where these are coming from. It just looks like it's something on my site. They don't know if it's Custom Cat or Printify. They just see a product and they add it to cart. So what happens is, let's say someone buys a t-shirt from Custom Cat. They place the order. Custom Cat then bills me for the product and the shipping. And Printify does the same thing. So in theory, it hasn't happened yet, but in theory, if someone buys a sweatshirt from Printify and a Custom Cat t-shirt, I'll get charged shipping twice. Now, shipping for these is, I think it's $4.99 for one item. And then I think there's an additional $2.99 for each additional item. So that means, I would be losing technically $4.99 if that were to happen. It's not that big of a deal to me. Because I am charging shipping on the front end. So that's just something to think about. So you can use these print-on-demand platforms together. It's just, so far, like I said, all I can figure out is that shipping would be the issue. Privy is what I use for my email pop-up on my coupon code. This one, funny enough, this one gave me the most headache in trying to get set up. I don't know why it gave me such a headache, but once it's up, it runs really well and it works really well. ShipStation. ShipStation is the app I use for shipping. So ShipStation is actually a really cool program. You have to use ShipStation with a Stamps.com account. But what ShipStation does is it pulls all your orders in from Shopify, and that's where you create your shipping labels, and you can create returns if you need to. It has all the tracking information. It's a really cool program that works really, really well. And then lastly is this app called TaxJar. I haven't started using it yet, but it was recommended in an e-commerce group I'm in to help navigate this boring business stuff that I'm not good at, this tax tracking. And we're in Connecticut, so for sales tax and use, I have to submit tax forms every month. I haven't set it up yet, but TaxJar will help me do that and send me reminders. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't started using it, but it was recommended to add into my site. So now all of these apps and using the Shopify, it costs me less than $100 a month right now to run the website and the apps. Now, obviously, this is going to change as I start to grow the business and the apps. I have to upgrade the apps based on my users or my usage. But for right now, just to get started, bootstrapping, I'm spending less than $100 a month for my website, my e-commerce website. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is shipping supplies and resources. And it seems like it's kind of a boring topic, but it's one of these things that it's just vital to what you're trying to do, shipping from home or from your store, wherever. So I just wanted to give you some of my shipping resources and supplies. So like I mentioned in the last training, I use ShipStation to help me navigate the printing of the labels and the pricing and the payment of the stamps. So that's ShipStation and a stamps.com account. Now what I do is I order free post office supplies on the USPS website. This is actually really cool, really nice program that they offer for businesses. You can literally get all your shipping boxes and shipping packages for free if you create an account on USPS.com. Now, I try not to, overdo it. You order these in packs of, this is just an example, but they've got all kinds of different, you can order, padded envelopes in packs of 25, and there's a limit per day on how many you can order. I don't remember what it is, but it tells you. Keep in mind, if you want to start to do this, it can take just allow for 2 weeks to get your shipping supplies. It doesn't come fast. They will not ship them faster. I've run into a few situations where I needed them right away and they don't care. You get them when you get them. You can go to a post office. If you're in really desperate need, the post office has supplies, but they don't have a ton. And they're kind of grumpy about giving you more that they have in the back. So that's just a little experience I've been through. But anyway, it's a great program. USPS.com. You get boxes, padded envelopes, all different sizes, everything you could possibly need for free, which is amazing. And they'll deliver it right to your home or business, wherever. I also, I have a scale because I have to weigh the products that are getting shipped out. For the most part, I'm shipping priority mail, which means it's a flat fee for these boxes. So I don't worry too much about how much something weighs. I just figure out what, box it fits in. It's still good to have a scale, just so you know. So it's a scale. You can find one on Amazon for like $20 or Staples, wherever. They're not expensive. And then for labels, eventually I will get a nice label maker just because they run a little bit smoother. But for right now, I'm just using my home printer, and I bought Avery shipping labels. And I print the labels right from here. And then lastly, after everything's packaged and boxed up, I just bring it over to the post office and I drop it off. Postage has already been paid for, so I don't really even have to wait online. They know me now, so they just see me walk in. Or if you go on USPS.com, they also offer pickup. I haven't tried it yet. The post office is 5 minutes from my house, so I haven't tried it yet. But they can do that if you're running this business from home. Okay, let's talk packaging and presentation. Now, I'm a little bit of a stickler for how my items are presented. I really want the customer to get a sense that this is a real business when they get my products. I don't want it to look all sort of stuffed in a box. And so for me, presentation is really important. So I went on Amazon and I found these self-seal plastic bags. I got 100 for $14. They're really nice. This one was promoting that it has a suffocation warning. That might be very important. I don't know. I bought it anyway just because I figured it's better than not having it on the bag. So, these bags have a very standard generic suffocation warning, which I feel better about just having on there. The other place that I go to is mailersusa.com. It's where I got this cool black, also self-sealing bag. It's a big bag. Now I can use these for shipping. If I'm not shipping using the priority box, I can also ship with these. These are heavy duty enough to be the outside packaging. So I just got them in case I have an item that I don't want to ship priority mail, or if I'm shipping locally, I can use the black sealer bag. So I have this black sealer bag I got at mailersusa.com. And then, like I said, I use Avery labels for my shipping and my logo sticker. So I printed my logo out on these sticky, you can't see them, but these are a two label Avery print label pad. And then I just cut them out. Marketing assets made simple. So I wanted to show you one of the other things that I added to the packages are these coupon codes for a next order. I went on to Shutterstock and I found this really cool image here of the girl riding the skateboard. And then I used Canva. So I just uploaded the picture into Canva and then I added the text on here and our logo. And then what's really cool, I hadn't done this before, but I tried it for this one particular run, is as soon as you're done, you can either download it here if you're using Canva and send it off to a printer. Or here I just clicked print postcards. And I think the postcards ended up being, I don't know, maybe 51 cents per postcard, which I know I can find them cheaper if I go on to somewhere else, a Vistaprint or Uprinting or anywhere else online. I'm sure I can find them for less expensive, but it was here and I wanted to try it. So I got postcards for 51 cents and they were fast. Canva, I think I had the order in 2 or 3 days. It was nothing. It got here in no time. So keep that in mind if you're doing a small run of something or you want to test something out. Going forward, I did end up upgrading our home printer. There was a big sale at Staples on printers. And not only did they have a big sale on the printers, but they also did a trade-in at Staples where if I brought in my old printer, they gave me another $60 off the printer. So I happened to luck out when I was at Staples one day. So I ended up upgrading to a printer that does really nice printing. Even still, even with the upgrade, the sales, I think I spent $120 on this big beefy Epson printer that the guy at the store was telling me is, one of the best printers for color. So next time around, I might just buy Avery postcard templates and print out postcards here, because also that will allow me to, I like to kind of play with different things. If there's a seasonal postcard I can add in, I would just print them from here. But just know that Canva printing is available. There's also Vistaprint and Uprinting. And then lastly, as we're getting ready to wrap up this training, I just wanted to give you all the other tools and stuff that I use, just so you have kind of a complete overview of how I'm running all of this from here. So I signed up for the G Suite for email. So I have the G Suite paid program for my business email. I think it's, I don't know, $10 a month, and then there's $5 for each additional, I have my email, and then I have the support email, and then I have one other one. But whatever it is, I'm using the G Suite for email. For the pictures and the lighting, I just found this photographer's lighting kit on Amazon and a white backdrop. They sometimes come in kits. I bought the lights for, I think they were $48, and I think the white backdrop kit, you need the stand and the backdrop, that was, I don't know, maybe about $30. And then I also went to the local art store and I bought the biggest ones they had, these huge foam core boards that kids use for art projects and stuff. I just brought home the biggest ones that they had. I bought 2 in white and 2 in black, and I put one on the floor and one on the wall, so it made this little white background area for anything that I was doing low. I used my iPhone 7 Plus. I didn't use a fancy camera. I have a fancy camera. I have no idea how to use it, so for the time being, I'm going to use my iPhone 7. And then the 2 other things that I use are this website called remove.bg. It takes the backgrounds off of photographs really easily and really fast. So you don't have to mess around with Illustrator or Photoshop if you don't know how to use it. I also just learned too that Canva Pro, the paid account, you can also remove backgrounds on photos really easily also. So those are some of my other tools. And the last thing I wanted to show you is lighting setup. I found this really good article on lighting setup. This was a big sticking point for me, and this is what kind of slowed me down a lot, was trying to get nice photographs for the website. I have some really good friends who are professional photographers, but being that right now it's December, and they just went through school picture time, and now they're in holiday time. I feel badly asking them to come over and help me with figuring out how to set this up because they're so busy. So I just kind of had to learn this on my own. I know I have a lot more to learn about this. I would love to get some, tips on how to shoot outside and things like that. But for the time being, this started to work really well for us. So you can see here, all I did was, here's the white foam core board. Here's the one on the floor. I just pushed it up farther so they touched each other. But these lighting kits go up and down, so I took them to their lowest point. And this you kind of have to play with. I can't offer too much professional advice on this other than just kind of move it back and forth and get it as illuminated as possible. I also had this third light that I think helped pointing at it. So side to side this, and I will tell you, putting this white foam board behind made a big difference. The light, it just changed this significantly in terms of bouncing shadows, bouncing the light from the top part here. So this foam core board, totally worth it from the art store. And then this is the final image that I took here. So I illuminated it. When it was on my iPhone, I used the edit button on my iPhone in my photos, and there's like a little magic wand that just kind of brightened it up a little bit. And then I added this to the remove.bg, and it took off all of it. You can see what was here, and it got rid of all of it. It also got rid of a little bit of the picture too, but you can see this is much better than something I would have tried to do in Photoshop on my own. So that's it. So I just wanted to give you a little taste of all the tools and the checklist I'm using for the e-commerce store that I'm launching. As I said, as this business grows, I'll be adding in more apps and tools. But for right now, for bootstrapping from the business, in total, I'm spending, I don't know, maybe about, let's just say, just to be generous, $100 to $200 a month to run this whole program between the G Suite email, the Shopify and the apps, and any, stamps.com and any of these little things. So right now, bootstrapping the business about $200 a month is pretty awesome. So if you have any questions, jump over into the Freedym Facebook group and I will be happy to answer them. Have an awesome day. Good luck.